Alright class, fine. Girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to one and all. Hoping you all are fine as usual. Alright, this is me once again, Shabnam from the code Ark, aiming to deliver a many technologies to the people out there. Okay, fine. Would be glad if someone could acknowledge us in the chat section. Audibility, visibility, all set to go ahead or not. Okay, good evening. Good evening, Jyoti. Fine, thank you. Is it? Okay. This is Python officially day 2. This is day 2, but I shall be spending a small time today to quickly have a recap and a brief overview of what we have learned yesterday. Okay, since due to lot of network inconsistencies and troubleshooting, we spent the time and we could not have a complete class yesterday. Alright. Shubham Sharma, the regular classes is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. now. Is it okay, Shubham? I think you might have... I didn't register. There is no registration required. Prithvi, your attendance and the submission of the project matters for certificate. Is that okay? My response to Shubham, the regular classes now will be from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I think you are confused because yesterday we got stuck up and the video was live for a long time. So maybe you joined at the end. Is it okay? Good evening, everyone. Alright. Okay, fine. Now we have a lot of queries and confusions from the people. I would like to clear them one by one in short before I could begin, please. Only spending 2 minutes. Okay, fine. First of all, some of them are raising queries and tickets that whether we are eligible for the full stack course or not. Actually, full stack web development started right from September 1. So your attendance matter from September 1 and to some of the people whom we allowed from 1st October. Is that okay? Fine. Those who have started attending the Python, that means from yesterday, you are absolutely eligible or will be absolutely eligible for Python SQL Django track of full stack. Is that okay? That means you will be certified as a Python and a Django developer along with a SQL developer. Is that okay? That's number 1. Number 2, okay, fine. I'll come at the end. This type of some small question about the WhatsApp group. Yes, I shall share the link quick in the group so that you can have an access to everyday class materials and the program. Alright, people, most important thing that I would like to make it clear here, like those who were asking yesterday ki advance kab se hoga, please, only one word answer, have some patience because here we have a lot of people who watch our videos like absolutely who have no knowledge of programming, that means right from the scratch. Okay, so right on day 1 and day 2 I can't start talking about OPS, file handling, exception handling, APIs. I hope you got my point. Database connectivity using MongoDB and all, right? So what we will do is we will share with you the day wise schedule, like what we're going to do on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. So whatever you feel as of your area of interest, you can better be on time that day. Alright, but please one more time to make you clear, attendance matter here, at least 75%. Is that okay? Yes, Shubham, that's what I said. कल की live class की video हमारी रुक गई थी. आप समझ लीजिए वो class ना के बराबर हुई थी. Is that fine? Okay, so this is what we continue today from. Okay, we are all set to go. A very quick recap, people. Not spending a lot of time. A very quick recap of what we have learned yesterday. Okay, we introduced ourselves to Python and I told you the man who actually developed Python, who made it as introduced Python as a programming language to the world, and in fact the concept of coding changed from then, that is Guido van Rosen. Alright, and officially introduced it in the year 1991. Number 2, where all is Python used for? In fact, Python has a long list of application. दुनिया भर की चीजें हैं, अगर बोलने बैठे तो this entire session will be covered up in it, like where all Python can be used. But the first thing that I have mentioned there is web development. That is our main area of interest. I hope that when I say web development means we are specifically talking about the development of websites and the apps, people mobile phone apps. Is that okay? Fine. Otherwise, Python equally plays a very strong role in automation, robotics, machine learning, IoT, I was talking about IoT yesterday in short. Alright, and I think that was where we started breaking the network. Take it? Fine. That was a mere average taken and mentioned on the website, like should you learn Python, how much can you expect after learning Python, but that figures differ as a beginner, as a person or an employee who already has some years of experience and so on. Alright, please stop me in case if you find things going too fast or too slow. Okay, ये सब हम इन सब के बारे में कल बात कर चुके थे. That's the reason I want to pace up from here. Clear? All of us? ठीक है? Alright. Otherwise, some name of the few big companies who actually implement Python out of many, right? Maybe Amazon, IBM, Facebook, PayPal, Google, Uber, etc. I hope you got my point. Fine. Here I made sure I have mentioned only those big names that most of us are aware of. Alright, and to boost your morale and to give you more dedication towards Python. Python सीखना चाहिए. Okay, fine. Out of many reasons why more and more people are moving towards Python, why we are interested in Python, one reason being it is simple. Beginner friendly programming language. Beginner friendly. The readability is more clear. And most important, it writes short code. अभी कितना short code, कितना छोटा, we have a lot of time to go ahead and understand this thoroughly. In fact, in every day I'm going to remind you, see, this is how short code Python write. Understood? आप इस बात को याद रखिए. Every day I'm going to remind you, see, this is what is Python and this is how short it write. And if possible, we will compare the same snippet of code with respect to C++ or Java or any other third programming language. Is that okay? Fine. That's what is the philosophy of Python. Simplicity is the best. Alright, we were also talking yesterday about certain IDE. Alright, one of the IDE where you can install or write Python and run the code, that it is Python idle itself. Alright, and you download idle directly from the official website of Python. I hope the people who are coming here for day 2 might have already installed Python. Python अभी तक install नहीं किया है, Python idle, then please make sure you're installing it. Because even if you work under Visual Studio Code, we need Python installed. Is that very clear to all of us? Even if you're working with or under Visual Studio Code, Python let me say the idle is required to be installed. Right? Fine. Take it. So here we go. Here we go. Right? This was already discussed yesterday, but still I would like to put ahead here. Right? See, I said download Python. The very first recommendation from Google that you get is official website of Python, that is python.org. Visit the link. I remembered this is where yesterday we again broke yesterday. Okay, I wanted to say you that we got the network missed here. Is it okay? Fine. This is the latest version of the Python. Make sure that you're always downloading the latest one. In fact, the one which I'm using is also not the latest one. It's 3.11. I make sure from tomorrow onwards I keep it updated. Tomorrow means the next class. Alright, so this is 3.12.0. Simply download it. I keep it to download. Right, the downloading might take a couple of seconds or maybe a minute of time. Once it is downloaded, you just double click its setup file. With all the default setups as it is, say next and finish. Look, this is the exe file. Alright, fine. The exe file, just double click to it. It's not a zip file, people. Double click. Next karte jaiye blindly until you reach finish. I hope you got it. Aryan, as I have already mentioned, asynchronous JavaScript, that is full topic yet left. Alright, इसके बारे में मैंने पहले ही बता दिया था. हम एक सैटरडे को लेकर चलेंगे because Monday to Friday we are already occupied now. If others also have the same question, asynchronous JavaScript, which has to cover up callback, await, async. Aryan Sharma and others also. Asynchronous JavaScript, that's altogether 1 to 1.5 hour topic. 1.5 घंटे का session लगेगा उसके लिए. I hope you got it. Fine. So we are going to consider one of the Saturday for asynchronous JavaScript. Others need not to be confused. This is one of the pending topic from HTML, CSS, JavaScript. right? Along with that, some of the meta queries and all. I hope your question is answered now. Is it clear? Fine. Take it. Now, once the Python is installed, this is how you will find an idle here. Okay. Check my Python is installed. Okay, PY. Is that okay? Fine. And directly we open Python idle. Okay, Aryan, please acknowledge in the chat section. Your question is answered or not. Our team is waiting for that. Okay, we try to answer most of the queries in the chat section. So when you are asking any question and we are able to answer you back, then please write in the chat section yes or no. Is that okay? We may not be able to answer each and every question here due to time constraint. हो सकता है आपके हर प्रश्न का उत्तर यहाँ पर ना भी दिया जाए. Alright, due to time constraint, but I do make sure the one which is very quickly observed, I do reply to you quickest. Okay, take it. Fine. So this is how the idle looks like. Alright, so this is one way. Another way, in case if you do not want to install Python, you want to work with some online editor, then you can always prefer to work with Colab. Thank you. Okay, so I just type Colab here. Colab. Okay, colab.google.com. This is the official website of Colab, Google Colab. Anybody who missed the class yesterday, I told you Google Colab is an excellent tool offered by Google to practice, write and run Python code. Yes, of course it comes with few of the shortcomings. Maybe you won't be able to execute all types of code there. But as a beginner, the one who is introducing oneself to Python, वो चल जाता है, काम लगभग कर देता है. Is that okay? Fine. So that's Google Colab. Just visit Colab. Click to new notebook. WhatsApp group link. Okay. Okay, the group link is here. Fine. Alright, the group link I've sent my friend AA. Your name, this is how I could read. Okay, just click to new notebook. People, new notebook. And you're all set to go. This is where you can practice the Python code. Very soon, I'm also going to introduce you to Jupyter Notebook and the Spider platform, the environment to code. You will find Colab का जो interface है वो Jupyter Notebook से काफी मिलता जुलता है. Is that okay? All of us here? Fine. Let us introduce this frameworks, IDE, editors, whatever you call them, one by one and not make it a mess. ये सबको ऐसा mess नहीं बना देते हैं and we start from here. Alright, I think this is only what we could discuss till yesterday. बस यही तक हम कल discuss कर पाए थे and उसके बाद में due to lot of network inconsistencies, we decided to stop the class and here we go. Alright guys, now my personal advice to you all, please do not watch our lectures as a movie. Right? Try to attend with notebooks, pens, try to keep noting the point. Everything that we speak might not be available everywhere outside. And if possible, try to keep working with us on your systems. I hope you got it. Yes, Shubham, Jupyter के लिए अभी time है. Okay, जब तक हम introduce ना करें, you also need not to break your head for that. आता है तो अच्छी बात है. Okay, fine, ठीक है. The very first concept in Python that we are going to learn today is how to print a message on the screen. Okay, now my assumption from the people who are attending is you are coming up from absolutely non-coding background or you want to learn Python from scratch. Those of my friends who are attending the classes already with hands-on experience can correct me in case if we go wrong. Alright, fine, take it. So to print a simple message, we have an inbuilt function print. Alright, by the time if somebody could write to me in the chat section which inbuilt function JavaScript had. Right, which inbuilt function JavaScript had to print a message on the page or a web page. Okay, this is print. Alright, and anything that you want to print, we put it in a code. In some time, I'm going to come back to that point. Single quote या double quote में क्यों लिखा? No, not hello world. Hello world is a message. Yes. hello world तो message होगा. Is that fine? My question is, which inbuilt function JavaScript had to print or to display a user message on the screen? Document.write. You are correct. That was document.write. In fact, there was a console box also, but document.write is more correct answer. Is that okay? Fine. If you're working on Colab, you just have to say Control Enter. Okay, Bharat has also answered that. Navin has also answered that. Jyoti has also answered. Good. Vishwa Panchal has also answered. You're right, my friend. Document.write. And anybody here, guys, does JavaScript support the print function? Does JavaScript support the print function? Okay, I reply to you yes. But the print is not going to print text on the body of the page. Then what does print do in JavaScript? Anybody coming here from the background of JavaScript? Print function definitely काम तो करता है, but आपका message display करने के लिए नहीं. So what does it do otherwise? Okay, think. Write the answer in the chat section. I continue from here. Alright, I continue from here. Alright, so either you click on this play button. People, to display the output, either you click on this play button or simply hit Control Enter to execute. Alright, fine. Okay, and if you're working on idle prompt, आपको याद होगा yesterday I told you the line where your cursor is blinking, people, it's a prompt. It's a prompt. I think Shreyas and Jyoti, they are right. It will take us to the detected printer. It's going to print a page, correct? It will search for the printer, people, and in fact it opens printer dialog box as well. Okay, coming here and sticking to the point, quick. Right, so if I say print hello, and hello is been printed. Is that okay? All of us, and if I want to print multiple statements, say print hi, hi is printed, print enjoy the world of Python, in fact the extensive world of Python, so the statement is printed. Right, but आपने देखा होगा यहाँ पे 3 statement print करने के लिए I had to run enter 3 times. That means I have to run this print command 3 times. So if I want to print 300 lines, I'm not going to execute 300 times the print command. Yes, correct, all of you right. So what will I do? What will I do is, I go to the file menu. I say new file. You remembered, in fact, I did discuss this point as well yesterday. What is now opened in front of you, this is called as an editor. It just looks like a notepad, correct? You say enter, enter, you go down, you use up and down arrow keys, you use right and left arrow keys, you use space. Is that okay? Fine. So this is a new file opened by Python idle. Now you type as many lines of code as you want. Say print hello, print, let me say hi, print, let me say enjoy the Python programming language, and finally print, I say bye. Is that okay? Fine. So one thing, if you have noticed again, every time I say enter, the command is not executed to show the output. You are still in the file, correct? ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि आप command line पर तो नहीं है ना भाई. You are not on the shell, people. You see, you aren't on the command line. Every time you enter on the command line, the command is going to be executed. Fine. So if you are not on the command line, where were you? You were inside the editor. तो अभी इसे run कैसे करें? Come on, my friends who are already experienced with Python, could you suggest us how to run all these 3-4 lines? Output कैसे आएगा, people? Enter करने से. Yes, enter करने से तो I am going down in the file. How to get the output of this 3-4 lines here? Alright, okay, so let me save this. I do Control S or file menu save. Yes, my friend, it is case sensitive. Shiraz, I'm going to come to this point. Okay. Fine. You save in a proper directory wherever you want. Please save the program in a directory. By default, I save it in the Python or Python bin directory only. My first IMP, important point of the class today. आज की सबसे पहली काम की बात अभी तक. Doesn't matter you save a Python program by whatever name. Say I save it by the name ABC, XYZ, program 1, program 2, program 10. But extension of this file should be .py. But right, Amisha, you say F5 is going to run the program, but before running I need to save it, right? Good. Amisha has shown us the shortcut how to run it. Come on. So abc.py. Py is an extension of any Python program. I say save. You see this editor has no untitled file now. In fact, it has abc.py. And like Amisha said, either you hit F5 or from the run menu, say run module. Which also shows the shortcut to run this program is F5. Is it okay? Right? So the moment I say F5, eyes open on the screen, देखिए वो क्या करता है? Right? So the output is shown of all the 4 print statement together, right? Instead of producing them one by one and introducing a break between code, output, right? Right? So I wrote all the code in one file. That commands I packed in a file and saved it by an extension py. F5 or run module executed the commands in the file, and this is how the output is. Correct? Fine. एक और चीज आप देखोगे तो output is never shown inside the file, right? That means for output you actually came back once again on the prompt or the shell. Hoping you are understanding. Clear? Fine. Okay. I go back to Colab because I find the font size better here for people to read. जबकि यही सारे कमांड आप idle में करोगे तब ही चलेगा. You're working in Colab, okay. You're working on Python idle, all fine. Okay, chaliye. So this was all about the print. Okay. Number 2, guys. Slowly, steadily, we are raising our standard level higher. Okay, you just imagine later on, you will in fact, the way we started, and after this 15 to 20 classes हम किधर चले जाते हैं. And especially the day when we will sit to code and write APIs or use APIs. Alright, fine. So take them slowly, steadily, one milestone at a time. Alright, don't try to grasp it all at once. Take it one step, one milestone at a time. Alright, the next thing today that I want to talk about is, first of all, what are comments? What are comments? And how to comment a line in Python. Is that okay? Anybody here who already have hands-on experience in Python, could you let us know how to comment a line in Python? Take it. By the time you answer in the chat section, I describe what is a comment. You see, if I try to run this, okay, it gives me an error called as invalid syntax. Because what are comment, this entire line, Python considered to be a Python programming language. Is that okay? It consider it to be a command to be executed by the computer. But what is comment is not a command to be executed by the computer. It is something, a simple English statement that I don't want program to run. Good. People have answered here as hashtag. You are right. Yeah, this is a comment. In fact, Praveen has mentioned multi-line comment. Thank you, Praveen, for that. Let me discuss both. No, Praveen, your first answer was wrong. 2 slashes count. That's the syntax of JavaScript. Is that okay? Fine. Okay. So, how to give signal to the programming language that don't consider this statement as a command. Rather, it's a simple English line or a sentence which I don't want to execute. It is something, my personal message that I want to keep it written in the code for other developers to read and understand what the piece of code is doing. Right? We put it as a comment. Right? So Python comment a single line using a hashtag. Alright, I repeat again, Python comment a single line using a hashtag. So the moment you write hash, the line is ignored to be executed. Yes, I repeat again, the line which is hashtag marked, that means it's a comment. So Python will ignore it from being executed. Even the second line I want to put it as a comment. Okay, so here we go. Right. Once again, and I say run. Oh, great, this time no error, because neither of these two lines was a code to be executed. These lines were marked as don't execute. So that's a single line comment. Now suppose I have so many lines in ABC, XYZ, PQR, IJK, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and so on. Of course, I'm not going to comment them one by one this way. Okay, because what if these were not 6 lines or 7 lines but 700 lines? तो 700 लाइन को हम एक एक करके कमेंट नहीं करते बैठेंगे. So there is a facility provided by Python for called as a multi-line comment, and that is 1, 2, 3 people. 3 single tick. These are called as ticks. People tick. Okay. So 3 single tick. You will. आपको ये कहाँ मिलेगा? With double quote on the keyboard. Okay. With double quote. ठीक है. The symbol is present on the keyboard along with the double quote. So 3 single tick begins the mark the beginning of the multi-line comment. Comment किधर end करना है? Suppose मुझे यहाँ end करना है. So close it. Alright. And if you want to take even 7, 8, 9 in the multi-line comment, mark it here. Right. So 3 single tick that marks the beginning of multi-line comment. Once again 3 single tick that marks the closing of the multi-line comment. Right. So these are the 2 ways how we comment a line or a group of lines in Python. Alright, I'm glad to answer your questions in case if you put to us here in the chat section. Alright, Python सीख लेना कभी भी काम आएगा. This would be our suggestion to you. ठीक. Next, we are talking here, people. See, this is a cell in Colab, people. Right? आपको ऐसा enter करके नीचे नहीं आना है. So you can always insert a new cell. Okay, code cell. You see you are in a new cell now. That box is called as a cell. That's okay. That is only to distinguish a piece of code from other piece of code. Right? क्योंकि आप अगर इसको execute करोगे, say print hi. So if I say execute, so not only print hi, but every other line of code in this cell is also getting executed. This might affect the performance of execution. Slow हो जाता है. Right? So if I don't want to do like that, I want another few lines of code in a different cell. So this is how facility Colab provides. Understood. Thank you, Rakesh. Is that okay? Check. Next, we move on to understand concept of variable in Python. Alright, fine. Now, those of my friends who are here with us right from our JavaScript days, आप में से वो बच्चे जो हमारे साथ यहाँ पे JavaScript days से हैं, and in fact most of you who are not also and coming here from the programming background might be aware of what is a variable. To explain variable to you or to revise it for you, I would like to use the same example back. Variable, it's like a container. Okay. Come on. Come on. I repeat one more time. Variable, it is like a container, memory container to hold data. Alright, fine. Okay, for example, to hold values. Yeah, my friend, but value is what? Vishwa Panchal. What is a value? Value is a data defined by the user, correct? For example, my name Shabnam. Shabnam is a data value. I hope you got it. That's okay, right? If you could see this box which I'm holding in my hand. Yeah, storage of some value. So this is a container to store something. Is that okay? So if I could go here next to me beside to my kitchen, I could see there are many containers. And what is the use of this container? That is to store or hold some object inside. Is it okay? Fine. Now this pen becomes a value or an object that I'm storing inside the container, correct? I hope you got my point. Is that okay? So this container is like a variable. This container is like a variable. And this pen becomes an object or a value or a data value that I store inside. Right? So similarly, if I want to store my age during programming in the memory, and I want to compare my age, whether the age is more than 60, so that I can be labeled as a senior citizen. Is age less than 60, so that I should show you the label or an outcome as not a senior citizen. अरे बट कंपेयर करने के लिए एज को स्टोर करना पड़ेगा ना. गुड, थैंक यू. Is that okay? You need to really store age somewhere, correct? So where will you store? You can't just say print age is 26 or 36. Print and all. Right? So that's how we make use of variable. One of the most important concept and fundamental of any programming language that is a variable. So always remember the example that I gave you. Variable is like a memory container. Memory में जो जगह बनाते हैं हम to store data or to hold values. Alright, fine. Say X people, one of the most popular person to be known as a variable, right from our school days. You know, in fact, in our algebra also, for any unknown value, we say, okay, Mr. X. So one of the most popular name that we give to variable, let's say X. X is a variable. Alright, the question that Shreyas asked me some time ago, is Python case sensitive? Yes, my friend. Very strict. Alright, I remind you one more time, very strict Python is when it comes to case insensitivity. Meaning small x and capital X are two different names. Is that okay? So X, if you write just X, that's a variable. Equal to, most probably tomorrow I'm going to discuss with you, equal to, that's called as an assignment operator. Okay, operators की बात हम कल करेंगे. Alright, equal to 10. What does that mean? I have stored the value 10 inside this box whose name is X. Alright, ये लगभग ऐसे बोलने के बराबर हो जाएगा. ये जो डब्बा है, this box, inside this box I have stored an object which is a pen. So this is X and this is 10 inside X. Got it? Fine. So X is equal to, right hand side से left hand side से पर assignment होता है. So 10 is assigned to the memory variable X. Good. Okay, good. Right, so if I could run this, I don't find in fact any output here. And of course you will not find an output because we haven't used print statement anywhere to display, correct? Right. So let me say print, and now there is a confusion. Good. There is a confusion. Say, how should I write? Should I write X this way? But go back yesterday, I told you whatever you write inside quotes, आप quotes में जो भी लिखते हो, it is displayed as it is on the screen, right? Right, the output is X. But I don't want to print X. I want to print what is present in X. That is its value, correct? I don't want to print the name of the variable. I want to print what value the variable is holding inside the memory. That is the data, correct? Is that okay? So remember always, the variable are never put inside the quotes. Alright, so variable is the first type of object, or let me say thing, that we never use or we never write inside the quotes, either single quote or double quote. Right, the reason behind being आपने quotes में लिखा, so it is going to be displayed as it is because it will be considered as a string to be displayed, right? So if you want to reference the value of any variable in the memory, correct? I repeat one more time. If you want to reference the value of a variable in the memory, write it without quotes. Right? So mark up this point please one more time. क्या बोला आपको अभी? थोड़ा टेक्निकल लैंग्वेज में बताया ये बात. वेरिएबल का नाम नहीं दिखाना है, वेरिएबल के अंदर क्या स्टोर्ड है वो बताना है. So to reference the value of the variable in the memory, we write it without quotes. Okay. Good. So it shows me 10. If I change what is present in X, say 100. Fine. So it says print X, so the value of X is printed as 100. Is that okay? Fine. But Python has some rules, people, when you create a variable. Python के अपने rules होते हैं. How to create a variable. These rules, I have kept it written here. And here we go. Come on. First of all, a variable must always start. Come on. A variable must always start with a letter or underscore. Alright. That means it cannot start with a number. Indirectly हम ये बोलना चाहते हैं. Alright. For example, I can write x1. Okay, my program execute or my piece of code execute, but I cannot write 1x. Wrong. That's incorrect. Okay, so a variable name can always start with a letter. When I say letter, it can be a small letter or a capital letter. दोनों भी चलेगा. Right? But it can never start with a number. Hoping you are understanding. Yeah, you can also start a variable with underscore. That's also fine because that is the only special character which is allowed in naming a variable. Is that okay? I'll speak this point one more time. Underscore is a only special character which is allowed. Boys and girls, what do you mean by special characters? Come on, special characters हम किनको बोलते हैं? Who are not alphabets and not numbers, right? Maybe comma, maybe hashtag, maybe dollar, maybe percentage, maybe @ maybe asterisk. Is that okay? Maybe quotes. These are all the special characters. Yeah. Only one special character which is allowed in naming a variable, that is underscore. तो या तो underscore से शुरू हो सकता है या तो कोई भी alphabet से शुरू होगा. हम underscore कब use करते हैं? I'll tell you that part shortly. But these are the first two rules. Number three, a variable name can only contain alphabets or numbers and underscores like A to Z. That means capital A to capital Z and small a to small z. This is what the range covers. Okay, 0 to 9 and underscore. Is that okay? And the most important thing here, I think I came down. चलिए, सबसे काम की बात, most important thing here, variable names are always case sensitive. Alright, so apple with A capital and apple with A small. If these are the two names of my variable, these two names are not same. These names are different. Right? Because Python is case sensitive. So this is the example I've written. Name and name are two different variables. City and city are two different variables. Is that okay? Fine. Alright, come on, have a quick look at it. Quick look at it. These are some of the valid variable names. Like first name, last name, age, country, city, first underscore name, last underscore name, capital underscore city. If you see if, now problem is what you know. एक और rule यहाँ पर ये आता है, आप किसी reserved word, you cannot even use any reserved word to name a variable. Like if is a reserved word in Python. For those who understand if, else and all. Right? So if you try to name a variable called as if, it's going to give an error. Sorry, this cannot be used. Right? So what do I do if I want to use some name like if only? Alright, make it underscore because underscore if is not a reserved word, correct? So this is the case where we actually make use of underscore. Similarly, else, no, it's a reserved word that can't be used to name a variable. And you still want to use, so maybe underscore x. Similarly, for, it's a reserved word, people. आपको देखना है ऐसे कितने reserved words है. Look, I come back here in Python, idle. Just type help. Okay, help. You see enter? Help, people, help. Help is a function. Help, people, help. Alright, so this is how you see about help. Okay, say you want to know something about integer. Okay, there is too much things about integer. That's the reason it has squeezed the output. Double click करोगे, open हो जाएगा. You saw? So it talks so many things about the integer. Alright, fine. And suppose if you do not want to work this way, right? आपको ऐसे देखना है. You want to know something about exit from it. Okay, ignore the error. I'm back from help prompt to command prompt. Got it? Right? आपको किसी एक चीज के बारे में help चाहिए. So I say help. Say, tell me something about string. Okay, I'm not unsqueezing this line. It has so many things to show about screen. Right. So if I say help and show me who are the keywords. Come on, note down these people. Help and show me who are the keywords. Come on, who are the keywords? So if I say enter, you got a list of keywords. Look, this you can't use. Maybe async, maybe await, maybe else, maybe else if, maybe try, maybe while. Right? So this is how it is going to show you. These are the list of keywords. Yes, reserved words can't be allowed as a variable. You're right. Is that okay? Fine. In fact, in this file, for your purpose, I have kept the different ways you can use help. 1 minute. In case if it is here, well, कहीं पर तो मैंने लिख के रखा है. Yeah, like this. Right? You just use help. You want to use help with keyword. Actually, it is keywords. You want a help about some small thing like string. So just put it into the bracket and say, and so on. Alright, fine. So you can't make use of any keyword. Is that okay? Fine. So this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. X, Y, the two common names are fine. Some invalid names, no. This is not underscore people, it's a hyphen. Ye nahi chalega. Yes, my friend. We write for long names just because it becomes readable. Is that okay? At the rate बीच में use कर दिया भाई, ये भी नहीं चलेगा. Dollar नहीं चलेगा. num1 बीच में माइनस और हाइफन है, नहीं चलेगा. This variable starts with integers. This is also not fine. I hope you got it. Is that concept clear to all of us? Everybody? Take it. Okay. Next, after understanding something about variable, people, let us now talk about another important concept today, that is data types. Okay, for my friends who are very new to data type, break this two word and read, that is data and type, or type of data. Okay, that is the type of data. Actually, a variable in memory can store different types of data. My second IMP point for the class today. I hope you are noting down the important ones. The first one that I mentioned was extension as a py file. याद रखिए, कोई भी variable memory में it can store different types of data. Alright. The first type of data that we are talking today is an integer. Alright, integer. I hope many of you understand integer, but let me tell you very clearly, Python किसे integer बोलता है? Any whole number. Okay, mind you, not decimal people. Floating point नहीं चलेगा, decimal नहीं, any whole number. Okay, negative or positive. Okay, without any limit. That means limitless. Any whole number like 1, 100, 1 lakh, 1 million, 10 million, 10 lakh. I hope you got it. 7500, thousands and lakhs. Alright, fine. So any number, or minus 7500 or minus 7500 lakhs. So all this is an integer. Any whole number which is either negative or positive. Yes, of course, one day when we go ahead, I'll tell you signed or unsigned integer हम किसको बोलते हैं. But today this is not a right time to talk about. It will unnecessarily confuse you. Is that okay? So this is the definition of integer in Python. Right? Why did I tell you without any limit? Why did I tell you that? Because some other languages, if you talk about one of the backend language, that is SQL, it has a limit. राइट. इंटीजर में भी वो कैटेगरी देता है, स्मॉल इंटीजर, टाइनी इंटीजर, बिग इंटीजर, लार्ज इंटीजर एंड सो. No, but there is nothing called as big and small in Python here. Any number which is a whole number, how big or how small it is, it's an integer. My friends, acknowledge my point. Is it understood or not? Clear? Is that okay? हम इसके बाद दोबारा इंटीजर के बारे में कभी भी बात नहीं करेंगे. We're straight away going to use them. Alright, so it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. If it's a whole number, negative or positive, yes, it's going to be considered as an integer. Yes, of course, 0 also. Right? Jabki 0 is neither negative nor positive, but it's still considered as an integer because it's at least a whole number. Correct? Everybody, that's a whole number. So A is now storing a value called as 10. Good, thank you. Right? But if you really want to verify भाई A जो है उसके अंदर डेटा is of the type integer only or not, इंटीजर ही डेटा है कि नहीं है. सो पाइथन प्रोवाइड्स यू अनदर इनबिल्ट इंटेलिजेंट फंक्शन कॉल्ड एज टाइप. Okay, mind you friends, this is the second inbuilt function we are using in the Python course today after print. correct? हम print के बाद ये दूसरा function आज use कर रहे हैं, type. This is to check the data type or to return the data type of any variable. Right, so if I want to know what is the data type of A, alright, good, it says me int. For those who are working on Python idle, output थोड़ा different आता है. Let me show you quickly. Let me show you that quickly. Okay, so I say A is equals to 10 and type of A. So it simply says you int but as class. That means it's of the category integer. Okay, class integer for today consider it's a category integer. Later on I'll tell you ये सब classes होती है. Okay, so let me not confuse you today by using the word class. That's a data type. Is it okay? So class int, nothing but a category integer. As of now, just for today. Clear? Fine. Okay, let me see. But what if A is not storing 10? A is storing 10.1. My friend, A is storing 10.1 and now I try to say type of A. It says me float. Okay, Colab generally gives you output of the last command. Could you see? I'm writing type here also, type here also. It gives you output of the last command. Understood? And if you put it inside print, I think I made an error here. That means it is giving you output of both the commands. Is it okay? आपको ऊपर वाले भी सारे output चाहिए, then you will have to specifically write it as under print statement. Clear? I ignore it for simplicity, the use of print. Alright, that's a float. And how will you define float? Quick, I know many of you understand float. आप में से बहुत लोग यहाँ पर float समझते हैं people. Float, that is to store positive or negative integers but with a decimal point. This is a float, correct? To store, or let me say a number with a decimal point, that's a float value. Right? तो उसमें से भी this is the whole part of the integer 135 and 6 is a floating part. Yes, my friend. JavaScript is a type of function. Navin is very correct. JavaScript also has a type of function. The only thing is O is capital. Navin, type of में O capital होता है. चलिए, so that is what is float. Correct? So now if I could change again A is equal to say India. And now if I say type of A, good, it says me string. Let me comment this, my friend. I don't want to print this output. Okay, so it says me A is a string. So how will you define string? String is always a character or a series of character. Is that okay? People, string कोई हमसे पूछता है तो string in Python is a sequence of character. But make sure if it is a string, you have to enclose it under quotes. Yeah, both quotes work. Single quote भी चलेगा, double quote भी चलेगा like JavaScript. You have to enclose your string inside the quote because only integers are written without quotes. Remember. Okay, only integers are declared without quotes. If it is not an integer, that means you have to declare it within quotes. Yeah, there are some exclusions like boolean and all. When the time come, I'll speak about it. As of now, remember, only numbers, that means integers, are declared, and of course floats without quotes, right? So if it is India, I can't write like this. ऐसे नहीं लिख सकते आप. No, that's wrong. Right, so let me declare it in quotes. Right, India is a country. People, okay, what? All right. This is just to show you it can contain a series of spaces as well, because space is also a character. Okay, come on, one more time. Character बोला, series of character मतलब A to Z ही नहीं. Space is also a character. In fact, a number is also considered as a character here. 1, 2, 3. Right. Is that okay? Fine. Number is a character. That means anything that you write inside the code is considered to be character, or let me say alphanumeric. Is that okay? Fine. So even if I write all these hashtag, say the code arc. Never mind. This is entirely a string. Hoping you are understanding. Clear? So when I say string is a character or the sequence of character, it could be alphanumeric as well. A string can contain any special character also. That's it. Right? So that is a string. Take it. If I say A is equals to true. True, people. True. Again, T should be capital here. See, if I write T small, it is not displaying, it's a keyword. In fact, error there indicating it should be written in quotes, correct? Alright, in fact, it is giving me an error, that is, it should be written under quotes, like this. Alright, so if I write something like this, A is equals to true, and I say type of A now, so it returns me the type of A as bool. Bool stands for boolean. Boolean means either true or false. Alright, true or false. It cannot have any third expected value, either true or false. The way you have your switch buttons at your home, turn on and off lights and fan, जो आपको दो ही ऑप्शन देता है, हाँ या ना, on, off, yes, no, true, false. Is that okay? We don't want to provide you anything other than that. Maybe true, false says. For example, can you come tomorrow? हाँ या ना में जवाब देना. Don't give me the reason. You got my point? So we want to shorten the number of options. Either say yes or no. It's one of the most important data type you will realize in coding. That is Boolean. Either true or false. But make sure true and false, both of them, these are the keywords and they are not written in quotes, despite of the fact they look like a string. Okay, Boolean के लिए जो true, false, these are the keywords and they are not written in quotes, despite of the fact they look like a string. Right? So A true, it's Boolean, and if I change A to false, if I write F small, no, wrong. And if F is small, then maybe you have to enclose it in quotes so that the error goes. So that it can be considered. Only if F is capital, it will be considered as a Boolean. Got it? Yeah, it's still Boolean. That okay? Fine. Raji Guru, attendance link will come in another 10 minutes. Is it okay? Fine. So this is what is the third data type. That is, we are talking about the Boolean. So not third, in fact fourth. Come and count how many data types you have learned so far. Integer, string, float, Boolean. But if you want to store a collection of data, look. Say I have a variable called as A. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Means if I want to store 4 values in A and I say enter, no, let me put it like this. Okay, there is a problem. It doesn't give me anything. Okay, in the first time I'm seeing Boolean in uppercase, man. No, it ideally happens. Yes, it happens. Maybe for the first time you are watching, but it happens. Okay, so no, a variable cannot store multiple values this way. If you want a variable to store multiple values, make sure that you write them inside square bracket. Remember, array in JavaScript, don't be confused, only for those of my friends who know JavaScript. Alright, जो बच्चों को JavaScript नहीं आता है, फिलहाल कोई बात नहीं. If you want to store multiple values in the same variable, like this is my box, I want to store pen also, I want to store mobile also, I want to store my earphone also, for example. हाँ तो भाई एक कंटेनर एक टाइम पर एक ही चीज यूज करता है. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. Right, one container at a time can hold only one object, and if you want to put in multiple objects, then make sure you enclose it in square bracket, because my third important point for the class today, any value assigned to the variable inside the square bracket is considered as a list by Python. Okay, it is much similar to arrays. Of course, it comes with some of its own uniqueness. In fact, later on you will realize there are a lot of difference also, but as of now, to make it easy, I give you example for comparison like an array. Yes, alright, so that if you want a variable to hold, container to hold multiple values inside, make sure that you declare it as of the type list. Is that okay? Fine. So if you want to set type of A, okay, let me get rid of this blank lines. It is a list. Yes. Yeah. Array is also used by Python, but for that we will have to learn NumPy, people. Okay, we don't have just array, we call them as a NumPy array. Once again, for the people who know the concept of NumPy and the library NumPy. Okay, fine. One day, if time permit, I'll talk about NumPy pandas in short to give you a hint. Okay, good. So this is not an array, this is actually a list. Yes, Navin, I'll send you in the group. Sure. Is that okay? Fine. Alright. Like list, Python also provides a facility called as a set to store multiple values. People. But remember one thing, set is created in a curly bracket. Okay, sets are created in a curly bracket, not in a square bracket, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if I print the type of A now, okay, you see it's a set. Yes, of course, there is a lot of difference between a list and a set. We have 1 hour class only about list, set and tuples. You got my point? 1 घंटे का सेशन खाली ये 2-3 चीज के बारे में ही है. Today it is only to show you the different types of data types. Clear? Right? Now what is the difference between the list and a set? One difference, if I could show you, say print A. 1, 2, 3, 4. A is a list also in the previous case. So if I say print A, okay, right? And in the list after 4, if I add 4, after 2, if I add 2, it prints. In the set also after 2, if I add 2, after 4, if I add 4, you check, it does not show me the repeating numbers, correct? Alright, that means set always shows you the unique data. Alright, non-repeating people. 2 and 2 2 times, no, just 1 time. 4 and 4 2 times, like list, no, only 1 time. Although there are many more differences between a list and a set, but this is only to demonstrate one of them. Clear? Fine. Then we have another data type here called as a dictionary also. In dictionary, everything that we create, first of all, dictionary is also created in a curly bracket. But dictionaries store data in the form of key value pair. Yes, key value. You remember key value? इसके बारे में हमने CSS में बात किया था. How CSS declare properties as a key value pair? Right, background color blue, width 100. Am I right? Opacity true, something like that. Yes, my friend, they are very, very important. In fact, especially list and set and dictionaries as well, they are very important. Okay, so if I say name colon Raj, this is one key value pair. Got it? This spaces I'm giving unintentionally. You don't want to, don't give. Okay, age is a key. Say 35, it's a number. Again, key value pair. Alright, then city, let me say Mumbai. It's a key value pair. Right? So how many total key value pair it has? 1, 2 and 3. 35 being a number, I did not enclose it in quotes. Yes, Chirag, correct. You're very right. Like maps in JavaScript. Okay, like maps in JavaScript. In fact, JSON also. JSON format, those who know. आप में से वो बच्चे जो JSON format जानते हैं. Right? Even JSON contains the same thing, data in key value format. So if I now try to convert it into A, or let me say check the data type, not convert. Check the data type of A. Okay, so it says me it is a dict. Dict, that means dictionary. I hope people understand it. Is that okay? Fine. Now putting this all together, students, if I could put this all together. Come on, I put this all together. Say first name, that is Raj. Last name, that is Kumar. Hurry up, quick. Last name Kumar. Age, that is 35. Let me say is married. Is married. Okay, true. I hope you got my point. Is married, true. Alright, what else can I say? Okay, skills that you know. Okay, skills that you know. Maybe JavaScript, HTML, okay, CSS, React, Vue or Node or both, Python, and just one more, Angular or Android, whatever you want. Alright, I'm using one database as well, that's MongoDB. Fine, so these are the skills that Mr. Rajkumar knows. Is that okay? All of us, fine. Now if you want to print them, say print first name, last name. Okay, print it. Almost printed. Rajkumar. Forget it, that's a different program, people. Rajkumar. Is that okay? Okay, what if I say print skills? Print the skills. Fine, so it prints the skills for me like this. But now I want to create a dictionary, people. Say dictionary is portfolio. Okay, dictionary is portfolio. Now key is first name. Now my choice, either I write this first name as Raj again, or I declare what is present in the variable first name. Baat samajh rahe? If you want to write Raj, so you are going to write it this way as a string. But since variables are never written inside the quotes to reference the value inside, we will be writing here first underscore name. Clear? Then key value pair last name. So last name is last underscore name. Is that okay? Key value pair age is the data present in age. समझ रहे आप बात? The data which is present in age. Then key value pair say marital status. Marital status, that is the data present in the variable is married. अगर यहीं पर true लिखना था तो you would have written true like this. True. It can't be written in code because it's a keyword, people, with T capital. But why should I write the value again when it is already stored in a variable? So let me make use of the name of the variable here, that is married. Is that okay? Fine. Next, comma, people, one more key value pair. Skills has value in the variable skills. Is that okay? Fine. So this is my dictionary, people. ये dictionary बन गया आपका. This is the dictionary. So what if I want to print? What if I want to print? I don't want to print first name and all. I want to print complete portfolio. So I say portfolio. Okay, right. So first name Raj, last name Kumar, age 35, marital status true, skills, so and so. Yes, all your questions which we are not opening today, like what if I want to just print skill, what if I want to just print age, or what if I want to just print the first name. Yes, of course you can do that way. That things we will learn in detail when we exclusively study about the dictionary. Clear? I hope you got that. Alright, now suppose I don't like this way, guys. Aisa kaisa, to declare 5 variables or 4 variables at least, I'll have to use 4 different lines of code. So let me see how to declare multiple variables. How to declare multiple variables. I hope people are aware that today we have extended the timing of the class. People, as we missed the class yesterday, today our class timing is being extended. Okay, so how to declare multiple variables? Suppose I want A, B, C, D to store these values 10, 20, 30, 40. What will happen? 10 will be assigned to A. This will happen in serial order. Come on. Assignment happens in a serial order. 20 will be assigned to B. 30 will be assigned to C. And 40 will be assigned to D. Is that okay? So if I could run. Okay, there is no error. Let me comment this line, people. I don't want to print the portfolio. So now if I want to print just C, okay, it prints 30. If I want to print just A, it prints 10. If I want to print both A and B, it prints 10, 20. Is that clear? So this is called as, hello people, this is called as multiple variable declaration or assignments. Right? You can declare as many. So how about now? ये सब आप ऊपर जो किया वो अभी कैसे कर सकते हैं? Right. So first name, let me use this names. First name, comma last name, comma age. Alright. So say Raj Kumar and age 35. Okay, it printed. I'm sorry, it executed. So now if I could print just F name, that's Raj. Okay, fine. And if I say skills people, that is HTML, Python and many more, I stop here. Okay, that means if I want to print whether that list is assigned to skills or not. I hope you got my point, my friends who are attending, right? So skill is been assigned a list here. Is that okay? Fine. Similarly, this could have been a set also. I keep it as a list. I keep it as a list only. I have some reason for that. Let me show you. Okay. Now, suppose I print list, skill. Skill is a list. You want to check the data type of this. So what will you do? Type of skills. Got it. Thank you. So skill ka data type is list. Right? But if you want to convert it into set, you just have to use a function set. Okay. This is called as casting. Good. Casting. What do you mean by casting? Converting data types from one to another, from one format to another. Okay. ये complicated दिखाने से पहला let me show you. A is equals to 10. Check the type of A. It shows you integer. Right? But if I say str is a function. Yep, casting, right. Str is a function. It's going to convert anything that you pass inside as a string. So convert A as a string. You see 10 has been put up in a quotes now. No, Navin, no. I think this point I made it very clear yesterday. Python never make use of semicolon to terminate the statement. Okay, C, C++, Java and JavaScript ki tarah, Python doesn't need semicolon to terminate the statement. Why? I will answer you this question when I start talking about indentations in Python. Okay, indentation most probably we will be start learning from Monday or Tuesday onwards. So A is a string now. Okay. And if you want to convert A into float, so make use of float function. These all are called as typecasting function, people. You see, it converts a string or a number into a floating point. Right? So this is 10.0. Look, 10 is not an integer, it's a float now. Right? If you want to convert A as a list, so list is a casting function. Okay. Okay, just a moment, please. Okay, let me try it here for a moment. Okay, Shubham has explained this in his language. Okay, few people see this is the problem actually. Okay, so suppose if I have A as 10, 20, 30 and I convert A as a list because it is a set, it is done. Okay, let me tell you what is the problem here. First of all, integer can't be converted into a list. Okay, the reason behind list, integer, dictionary, and in fact one more, that is tuple, about whom we did not discuss today. This all comes under collection data type. Collection means the data type or the variable that holds more than one value. And because A doesn't hold more than one value, it's not a collection data type, it cannot be converted. So what do we do is, let me write A as say set. Okay, A is a set. Now I say convert A into list, it's done. Right, so even if it is not more than one, but it's a collection data type, right? So if it is 10 and 20 and convert it into list, it's done. Okay, आप इसको उल्टा करके देखिए. Say B is equals to, it is a list 100, 200. 100, 200 people. Focus here please. B is a list now, but I want to convert this list into a set. What will I do? I use the casting function set. Whom you want to convert into set? B I want to convert into a set. So here we go. Okay. Alright, I would like to talk about typecasting a little more tomorrow as well. Tomorrow means on Monday. Oh no my friends, Saturdays we don't have a class. It's Monday to Friday 5 p.m. to 6 or 6:15 around. Is that okay? I hope you got the point. That's okay. So these are the different typecasting functions that we used. Let me say this way. What should I say? Int to convert something into integer, string to convert data into string, float to convert data into float. Similarly, we also have bool people to convert something into boolean, list to convert an object into list, set to convert an object into a set, dict to convert an object into dictionary, although we did not use it, and finally tuple. इसको भी हमने use नहीं किया, so I mark it as a star. Is that okay? I don't think so. It's lagging. Yes, Shubham, yes, we will be doing that. Website project पर काम करेंगे. Only audio is clear. How come audio is clear? Anybody else also? Please quick confirm in the chat section. Is this only audio is clear? My visibility, audibility, all? Yes, we are having a task coming up now. Hi, quick, audibility, visibility, all clear to go ahead? All of us, audibility, visibility, all clear to go ahead? ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Yes ma'am, clear clear clear. Okay okay guys, okay fine. One last thing for the class today, one last thing. Video is buffering. I have to check. Continue. ठीक है, चलिए quick, one last thing now. Suppose I want to take some input from the user. Alright, input people. Say I easily wrote age is equals to 35 or 25. Video is freezing. Okay. ठीक है. Now it's okay. But I don't want to set 25 this way to age. People, I don't want to set it this way to age. I want to take this 25 as input from you. So Python has a function called as an input to take input from user. You remembered we used prompt function in JavaScript to take input from user? People, prompt people. Similarly, to seek input from the user, Python has a function called as input. All good. Take it. Right? And I just say a message here. What is your age? Run. Check. What is your age? So I write here my age is 35. Okay, you could see the input box here. My age is 35 and I hit enter. Done. Correct. So similarly, if I take one more input, what is your name? What is your name? So it is first asking me what is your age. Okay, say age is 35. What is your name? Say name is Raj. Or let me say Rajesh Kumar. Yes, my friend. Yes, I'm sending you the attendance link. Just let me give me 1 more minute, please. Is that okay? What is your name and what is your age? This is how. And suppose if you want to store this data in a variable, so we write like this. Whatever input is taken from the user as age, I store it in A. And whatever input I take from the user as name, I store it in B. Got it? Yes, Pranjal, Navin, correct. Alright, data khatam ho gaya hai. Okay, fine. Just a moment. Okay, I consider it because Pranjal ka data khatam ho gaya hai. ठीक है. Right, so this is how we store the take input from the user and store it in the variable. Yes, Omkar, we aren't doing any operation upon this data today. Like I accept the age, but if I want to check whether age is greater than 35 or greater than 60 or not, so if you are doing some kind of comparison or maybe arithmetic operation, then you have to convert this entire input into an integer. Is that okay? Fine. Otherwise, we don't have to. Now, since I was not doing any mathematical operation upon this age as integer, I did not convert that. Alright, fine. So this is how we take input from user. I hope you got my point. Got it? ठीक है people, fine. I would just like to send you some self-practice questions for today. मैंने भेज दिया, लोचन यादव, मैंने आपको attendance link भेज दिया है. मैंने attendance link भेज दिया है आपको. ऊपर देखिए, my friend, ऊपर देखिए, मैंने भेज दिया है. Alright people, this is what is your practice task. Okay, fine. Let's see whether you can do it or not. Check it out. Okay, these are level 1. So create a file called as python day2.py. Alright, check it out. You are able to do it or not. This is a very simple question based on what we have learned today. That's it. Okay, declare a first name variable, assign value to it. Last name, full name, country, city, age, year. मतलब ये सारे अलग अलग वेरिएबल बना के you have to set value to them. I hope you will be able to do it. Similarly, the way I did, declare the variable is married, is true, is music on, and assign the values to it. Okay, then another question here coming up, declare multiple variables on a single line. You know how to do it, correct? You know how to do it. Okay, a little level 2 questions now. Check the data type of all the variable which you have declared up. People, check the data type of all the variable using type function. अच्छा, ये आज करने से रह गए हम, but if you can try it, just return the length of the string, people, length function. Alright, it's going to return the length function. I hope you got my point. One minute, I'm speaking in between. Bharat, yes Bharat, I'm going to cover up map and filter in JavaScript as well. This will be done on the same day when I will do asynchronous JavaScript. Is it okay? Fine. Length function, it returns the length of the string. For example, say A is equals to Mumbai. Okay. Print, or instead of using print, let me say what is the length of A. I think it is asking me name because of this code. Can I ignore that? Okay, so ignore it, please. Ignore it. What is the length of A? The length of A is 6 because the length of Mumbai, that is total number of character, is 6. Is it okay? अरे भाई लोचन यादव, मैंने भेज दिया ऊपर अटेंडेंस लिंक, जरा स्क्रॉल करिए, मैंने भेज दिया है. Okay, that is how the length function is. So this is the length function, right? So check the length of your first name. Compare the length of your first name and last name. Try to do if you can do. ठीक है? Declare 5 as X and 4 as Y. Alright, that means what? X is equals to 5 and Y is equals to 4. Assign some values to them. Add X and Y. People, look what it asks you. Add X and Y and assign the value to the variable total. कैसे करेंगे आप? कैसे करेंगे जल्दी? X is equals to 5. Y is equals to 4. But if I say X plus Y, it's going to return me 9. Check, it's returning me 9. But 9, this output is not stored anywhere. So let me store it in a variable total. Got it? Yes, my friend, I'll be sharing it. So let me send it in some variable total. Is that okay? This is how you're going to do it. Similarly, subtract X minus Y and store the value in the variable difference. Multiply and store it in product. Divide and store it in division. Okay, this fifth question you ignore it because we have not done it. How to use the modulus operator. This one also ignore it because we could not complete this part today. How to find the power. We also could not do the floor division today in Python. So ignore that. Usko ignore kar dena. Yes, Praveen, X plus Y. But we want to store the result of X and Y in a variable. Got it? Take it. The radius of a circle is 30. Calculate area of the circle. And the output, that is the result, store it in a variable area. Similarly, calculate circumference of a circle and store it in a variable circum. Right? For area, it is pi r square. People, pi r square. And for circumference, it is 2 pi r. Try. If you can't do, I will code it on Monday. Got it? And thirdly, take radius as input from the user and calculate the area. Is that okay? Radius as input. See, radius पहले तो हमने बता दिया 30 है, but तीसरा case में, in the third case, take radius as input, please. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? Fine. Use built-in functions to get this. Okay, fine. Try to do it if you can do. Sixth one also. Right? Use the help keyword and check all the list of reserved words in Python. Okay, this assignment file, I'm going to share it with you on WhatsApp link. Our WhatsApp group. People. In the same file, I have also printed some of the inbuilt functions used by Python. We have not done all of them and it is not possible to do it in one day or 2 days itself. Some of them that you know from this list, like str, int. Am I right? You may have here set. Is that okay? Fine. We'll be doing them one by one. Maybe on Monday we'll be doing next or minimum or maximum and so on. Concept clear till here, bool and all. Fine. A quick 1 minute recap of what we learned today. First of all, we started from comments. Comments are those lines of codes which you never want to execute by a programming language. Python uses two different notations to comment a line: hashtag for a single line, 3 ticks for multiple line. Then we moved on to understand variable. Variable is a container to store data. Is that okay? You can declare multiple variables at a time together also, separated by comma. Then we went ahead and understood what are the different types of data types. The different data types that we elaborated today were integer, float, string, boolean. These are primitive or primary data types. There's some collection data types in Python also which store more than one value in a variable, like a list, set, dictionary, and one more tuple, although we did not talk about it today. Is that okay? All of us, if after understanding this data type, we also learn how to take input from user using the input function. I showed you how can you check the list of all the inbuilt keywords. Is that okay? Fine. That's all for the class today. Alright, it's too much. Okay, fine. Make sure that you are able to write code for this all questions which I'm going to share. Link मैंने भेजा ना विश्व, लिंक भेज दिया है मैंने, chat link भेज दिया मैंने ग्रुप पे. I've already sent the group link, guys. Yeah. Okay, because all the notes or materials or program data is going to be shared on a link only. Is that okay? I hope you got it. You don't have to submit me output anywhere, but this is for self-practice purpose so that you are in our rhythm. Right? Side by side, आप इसको ज़रूर घर पे करते जाइए. Alright. If he asks from you, please make sure that you always have it. Okay, Bharat थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया आज. Alright, because it was. Don't worry, as our yesterday class was cancelled as a reason. Okay, we won't be doing all this every day. Right? But I hope you enjoyed and you understood this concept. Is that? Are you understanding? Well, and if you have really understood, please do give us a thumbs up for your like and do ask your other friends as well to subscribe. Alright, chaliye, goodbye, take care and a happy weekend.